Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Donovan, and today we're going to take a look at these earbuds right here. These are from a company called Soul or Soul Electronics. These are the Run Free Pro Bio Bluetooth earbuds available right now directly from Soul Electronics for $150 or $149.99. So I'll leave links down in the description if you're interested in checking them out. Now, as you can see, these are wired Bluetooth headphones. These are not true wireless earbuds. Normally I review mostly true wireless earbuds, but these are special because these are designed specifically with runners in mind. As you can see, that's why they're called the Run Free Pro Bio. Now, what makes these so runner specific? Well, honestly, it's the technology that you find in them because these will measure a ton of runner-specific information, which we'll take a look at in the app right down there on my iPhone XS Max here in just a little bit. Now, I have been using these over the last couple of weeks, but I've only been able to actually run with them, I think 3 times, and only twice was I able to actually use them with the app. So we'll talk about that in just a little bit. So with that being said, let me just go ahead and show you what you get in the box. So first of all, of course, you get the Bluetooth earbuds. Now you can see that I have a couple of fins here, and then also the memory foam ear tips. So these come with a ton of ear tips. So let me just get that out of the way. You can see that there's 3 different sizes in here. There's another different size right over here. Those are all of the silicone or gel. I'm not really exactly sure what you call these, but these are the ones that are the softer ones. And then they do also come with 2 different sizes of memory foam. So in total, they come with 6 different ear tips. I am using specifically the memory foam ones because these are the ones that hold them in my ear the best. Now, they do also come with a couple of these ear fins as well. So these are the ones that I would wear if I'm just listening to music casually because these are a little bit more comfortable. But these ones right here, along with the memory foam ear tips that you see here, are the ones that keep them in my ears while I'm running. So this is specifically what I wear when I'm running. If I were to just be listening to them casually, I'd probably using a pair of the silicone earbuds here, or the ear tips, and these ear fins here, just because they're a little bit more comfortable. However, those won't keep them in my ears while I'm running. This combination here keeps them very securely in my ears with no problem. So let's go ahead and just start off with the basic stuff, like how do they feel, how's the battery life, what's the sound quality like. So let's just go ahead and start off with the sound quality because, of course, these are Bluetooth earbuds, so sound quality's got to be good if you want to use them, and I'm happy to say that the sound quality is absolutely fantastic. Now, you can't adjust the equalizers or anything with these. You can see that there's an app. Nowhere in the app do they allow you to adjust equalizers or anything like that. However, the overall sound signature is fantastic. A good amount of bass, decent mids and highs as well. So overall sound signature. Now, I am no audiophile, but I really like how these things sound, and I give them like a 4.3 out of 5, so a solid B when it comes to sound quality. And like I said, a good amount of bass if you're somebody who likes bass heavy music. So that is the first thing. Second thing let's talk about is the connectivity. So I've used them with my Google Pixel 3 XL, iPhone XS Max, my Note 9, and a couple of budget-friendly phones like this one right here, the UmiDigi, what is this? The UmiDigi Z2 Pro. And with all of them, they stay connected very, very well. In terms of comfort, again, it depends on which ear tips you're using and which ear fins you're using, but overall the comfort is very, very good. Now, I prefer just completely wireless earbuds, so that's, a little bit of getting used to, but they certainly, you can keep them in your ears with no problem as long as you get the right combination of ear tips and ear fins. So comfort-wise, I find that they're very comfortable. And then in terms of battery life, these things get about 11 hours of battery life. So that's what they claim. That's pretty much what I've been getting with them. Now, one thing that's kind of cool here, a special feature on these earbuds is the fact that there is a little LED light here. So if this were a darker room, you'd actually be able to see that. But that's going to light up quite a bit when you're out running in the dark. So just another way to help you be visible while you're out on the run. So these are the buttons you get here. So of course they're going to power up via micro USB. So they do come with a micro USB cable for charging them up. We have a volume up, volume down button. This also by long pressing is track forward, track backward. And this is just your all-encompassing key: play, pause, answer phone calls, hang up on phone calls, and then also power them up and down. So you can see the microphone over here. So that microphone is going to sit over on your right ear. So that is going to be real close to your mouth pretty much while you're using them, so that's good. And overall sound quality for phone calls has been good. The person on the other end really didn't have any issues hearing me, so that's a positive thing as well. So now let's go ahead and take a look at what you do in terms of the runner specific information, because that's really what these are for. These are really designed specifically with runners in mind. Now I'm getting a bunch of notifications, so hopefully those don't get too distracting, but let's go ahead and take a look down here. So this is the app you're going to use, so I'll go ahead and go out of there. It's called Soul Fit. It's available both on Android and iOS, so go ahead and go into it. So notice here there is something called voice coaching. This is the actual running app right now, so you can do indoor or outdoor. So if you want to do outdoor, that's going to use the GPS. Now you do have to keep your phone with you, so that's a little bit of a negative. I personally am someone who tends to run without my phone, so usually I run with my Apple Watch, or I'm always testing out a different watch all the time. So I'm using whatever watches I have with me rather than a phone. But if you want to use these and you want to get all of the coaching abilities that you get out of these earbuds, then you're going to want to have your phone with you. So if we want to go for a outdoor run, we're going to go ahead and hit play. Now it's going to connect up to GPS in your device. It'll give you a check mark when they're both available. You can go ahead and hit start, and it's going to give you all your normal running information. Now as you're running, it's going to also give you video or voice coaching, and that's what you see down here. That voice coaching is going to talk about your biomechanics while you're running. So if your head's up too high, if maybe your forefoot is striking too hard, whatever you might be doing that is biomechanically not the best for running, they're going to let you know here in that voice coaching. Now one thing that I found a little bit annoying is that every time I went downhill, it would always tell me that I'm striking too hard. So that's kind of annoying, because every time you go downhill, basically your foot's going to hit a little bit harder than it normally would. So that was just one thing that I found maybe to be a little bit annoying. So I personally maybe would leave that off. But obviously if you want all of the best information while you're running to let you know maybe how you're possibly going to injure yourself, that voice coaching is going to want to be turned on. So I'm going to go ahead and go into the history so you can see a couple of the runs that I did here. So that one I did Saturday morning. So Sunday I actually ran in a half marathon in Detroit. Just missed my goal time of 1 hour and 20 minutes, but this was just a real easy run. So go ahead and show you some of the information it shows you. So your distance, now again it's going to use your phone for that. Obviously there's no GPS in the earbuds themselves. You can see I ran for me that's really slow. So it's going to show you your map and all the basic information here: cadence, altitude, and we'll go ahead and this is the one that's going to be more about your biomechanics. So it shows you your running form, so your head angle. Now if your head angle is too high or too low, it's going to let you know, and so you can see here that it's going to show you in that gray area is going to be kind of what's ideal. So you can see I was kind of right there in the middle for head angle. And step width and length. So if we go in here, again, it's going to show you what's ideal. So somewhere between 0 and 6.5 inches maybe is what you want your step width to be. And I fell in there in 4 inches. Step length. Now, if any of these things are off, it's going to let you know while you're running. It's actually going to tell you with that voice coaching. So step length, vertical oscillation, flight stance ratio. And again, I don't know what all these are, but if you click on any one of them, it's going to tell you what it is and tell you where you fall in terms of the ideal running form. All right, so let's go ahead and slide over. So injury risk is going to let you know if you are potentially going to risk injuring yourself. So you can see here in terms of shock, that was the area where I tend to get more warnings than not. So if I was getting warnings, it was because of the shock amount. So my forefoot was striking too hard or whatever, it was giving me warnings, especially going downhill. Now, not on this run, but on the other run today, it was letting me know that. All right, so all kinds of information here. Now, I haven't had any injuries over the last year or so of running, so most of these, you can see I'm kind of falling right here in the middle, and I've been running for a really long time. But if you're somebody who's injury prone and you want to know maybe what's causing those injuries, this could be really fantastic for you. And then of course down here in the splits, now this is one of the things that I mentioned is just a little bit off. Like notice 1, 2, 4, 5, all of a sudden by the way, I only ran 3.1 miles, so I'm not sure exactly what it's, maybe that's jumping from kilometers, I don't even know, but it jumped there obviously. Same thing here, so this is again is the run I did today, so this is more like my normal pace. So you can see all the same information, so head angle, step width, step length. All right, so we'll go ahead and go in here. It's going to talk about your injury risk potential. So again, you can see I was jumping off on the shock, and that was pretty much every time I was going downhill, it was telling me that I was giving too much shock to my legs. And then again here, when I go into the splits, notice that it skips mile 3, mile 6, and I only ran 5 miles in this run. Actually, I ran 6 miles, but I forgot to turn this on in the first mile. So anyways, yeah, so I'm not really sure how I got to 9, but it's there. So anyways, this is each mile that it's showing there. So anyways, a quick look at the Soul Run Free Bio. Now, who are these for? So first of all, obviously, if you're a runner and you want just a good pair of earbuds for listening to music, these are fantastic. They are wired, of course, but they stay in your ears very well during running. So that's awesome. However, just keep in mind, if you want any of that running information with them, you're going to have to keep your phone with you, but they give you a ton of really good information. So if you are someone who is injury prone, these may be really good way for you to find out maybe what's causing the injuries. And as you're running, it's also going to give you coaching as it's maybe you're striking too hard, or possibly your head is lifted too high, or maybe you're swinging your arms too far side to side. I don't know. The only thing it ever told me was that I was striking too hard. So that would be, for me personally. Obviously for you it could be different, but if you're somebody who's injury prone, these definitely could be a way maybe to alleviate that. So anyways, a quick look at the Soul Run Free Bio. Honestly, I really like them. Are they worth $150? Well, if you're someone who needs them for running and possibly you could help yourself avoid some injuries, then yeah, I would definitely say they are worth it. So anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Now again, if you're not a runner, then don't apply here, but these are specifically for runners. Thanks for watching. I hope this video has been helpful for you, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.